Alright, so now we're ready. We have our drift that has dropped down to an acceptable level. We're going to go ahead and measure out 5 microliters of water, but you have to make sure that you don't have any bubbles inside of the syringe, because that bubble inside of the syringe will be taking up volume that you're expecting and calculating to be water. So now that our syringe is full and we don't have any bubbles in here, we can go ahead and push our plunger back in to make sure that we have as close to 5 microliters as possible. And then we're going to go ahead and back weigh this syringe. And it's very important not to handle the syringe for too long, because as your hands are holding the glass syringe, the glass will get lighter. And as the glass gets lighter, it's going to eventually cool off and get heavier while you're trying to take the weight. So give it enough time. You're going to tear this syringe that has 5 microliters of water inside, and you're going to wait until the drift has stopped. So now that we have our drift settled and we're at a true zero back weigh, we went ahead and we teared the syringe that has 5 microliters in here. We're going to now grab our syringe. Be very careful not to touch the plunger, because then you're going to change the amount of water in there. We're going to go ahead and press start concentration. Now we can go ahead and add sample. We're going to remove this piece so that way we can insert our syringe. Insert all the way, press fast, and remove. Press this back in to make sure no moisture comes into our system. And then we need to now back weigh this syringe. Let that settle. And when that settles, the weight that we find here will be input into the instrument, and that will account for the amount of water that was added. So we're going to say that we have 4.9 milligrams. So we can go ahead and add 0.0049. And before we hit OK, double check the value on the balance to make sure it hasn't drifted. And there we go, we have a drift, so we're going to update that to 50. And now we're going to commit and hit OK. It's already begun titrating the water that was in the system. All we had to do was add the weight so it can now calculate. And you'll notice if you look back at the balance, it might drift some more, but at that point the drift should be minimal, and you should wait enough time so that way it doesn't affect. Now, some cases it will drift a significant amount and you must restart.